They make you laugh, but there's a darkness rotting beneath the surface of SML. Today we dissect the 4 horsemen of the SML apocalypse, revealing things about your favorite characters in ways that may question the way you think of them. Death. Forget the fiery pits and booming pronouncements. Craig's brand of apocalypse is far more insidious. He doesn't extinguish life with a snap of his fingers. He snuffs it out with a chuckle and a goofy voice. We laugh at his antics, the red cars, the favorite numbers stick. But beneath the childish facade lurks a chilling truth. Craig represents the death of hope, the slow erosion of the soul that humanity chooses to embrace, chuckle by chuckle. Remember Brooklyn Guy? Reduced from a boisterous hero to a shell of his former self, haunted by demonic car deals. Recall how Junior's boundless enthusiasm gets twisted, turning him into a pawn for Craig's amusement. These aren't just funny gags, they're cautionary tales. The 666 price tag for those cars, it's not just about money. Red and black, the colors of passion and despair, line his showroom, a metaphor for the choices he tempts us with. He feeds on the thrill of watching dreams turn to ashes, the slow decay of optimism. But here's the truly unsettling part. Is Craig purely evil, or is he a distorted reflection of ourselves? His childish counting games, the goofy voices, are they a smokescreen, a way to mask the chilling truth beneath? They lull us into a false sense of security, make us laugh at the very things that are slowly poisoning our souls. It's like the blood seeping from the once healthy tree. You barely notice the rot spreading until it's too late. Craig might be a demon, a cartoon embodiment of evil, but the real terror lies in his appeal. He tempts us with easy solutions, quick fixes fueled by greed and apathy. He whispers in our ear, just a little laugh at someone else's expense. And with each chuckle, with each compromise we make with ourselves, we inch closer to becoming what we laugh at. Hollow shells driven by self-interest, devoid of hope. Is Craig the ultimate villain, or is he a chilling reflection of the dark choice of evil lurking within us all? Death is terrifying, but sometimes the slow decay is worse. That's where famine thrives. Picture Mr. Goodman holding his stacks of cash, a sinister glint in his eye. He's not just greedy, he's the embodiment of famine. Not the kind that withers bodies, but the kind that poisons souls. Every time he crushes someone's soul for a quick buck, every holiday he exploits instead of celebrates, another vibrant leaf on our tree withers and decays. The world around him doesn't just suffer, it transforms into a twisted reflection of his greed. Laughter fades, celebrations become grotesque shadows of genuine joy. His relentless hunger for profit echoes like a hammer blow with each refusal to share, to care, to simply be human. Think of him as the Scrooge of SML, a man so consumed by his hoard that his soul shrivels with each act of deliberate unkindness. But the truly haunting part, there's a little Goodman lurking in us all. That instinct to put ourselves first, to turn away when someone asks for help. That's how famine spreads. So when we laugh at his outrageous demands, we're not just laughing at him, we're laughing at the potential for our own hearts to harden, for our own generosity to fail. Is Goodman a comic villain or a terrifying mirror? What happens to a soul when compassion has died? The sickly branches of our tree whisper the answer, a silent lament for the goodness we surrender with each guilty chuckle. Goodman represents a choice, the choice to cause famine. The question is now, what do you choose? With the tree of the soul now infected by the curse of famine, it uncovers the natural progression. With famine comes scarce resources. With that comes war. And who better represent that than a child who knows nothing but war? Don't think of Junior as just a spoiled brat throwing tantrums. There's something far more sinister to the psychological warfare he submits onto others. He is a general, wreaking havoc on the battlefield of the SML world. Every whine, every prank, isn't just childish chaos. It's calculated psychological warfare. He reads people like maps, finds their weak spots, and exploits them with ruthless efficiency. Remember how he turned Cody against Ken, shattered friendships, and has driven Chef Pee-Pee to the brink of insanity multiple times? This gleeful destruction reveals a chilling intelligence beneath the surface. But here's where the war gets truly interesting. Chef Pee-Pee isn't just a victim. He represents a weary soldier who refuses to surrender. Every time Junior tries to squash Chef Pee-Pee's spirit, every desperate attempt to find joy despite the chaos, that's a tiny victory. A flicker of defiance that illuminates the darkness of our decaying tree. Think of the tree losing branches, a battlefield strewn with debris, yet a lone flower rises above and pushes through the scorched earth. The true cost of Junior's war isn't in the toys he breaks or the schemes he concocts. It's the hidden wounds his attacks leave behind. Each betrayal, each act of cruelty chips away at the bonds holding the cast together. Is he not just fighting friends, but creating his own enemies? And in his relentless pursuit of control, could Junior be becoming vulnerable in ways that even he can't see? But there's a flicker of something desperate beneath the surface. The scary part, there's a glimmer of Junior in us all. We all have the choice, war or sparks of hope. But war is a long, drawn-out battle, one that ends in the force of conquest. Forget dumb kid with a pencil. Jeffy's not just destructive, he's a conqueror. His relentless attacks aren't random chaos, they're calculated obliteration. Think of him not as a tornado, but a mental general burning the cities of Marvin's mind to the ground, leaving not just ruin, but a chilling absence in his wake. Remember the old Marvin? Remember how he took pride in his work? A spark of passion and empathy in him. Jeffy systematically destroys exactly that. Each insult, each act of vandalism directed at Marvin isn't about a temper tantrum. It's about breaking a spirit, grinding down any joy or sense of self until nothing remains. Notice how the tree withers. It's not just physical decay, but the disappearance of hope that fuels the rot. That's true conquest, a power more terrifying than any army. Jeffy's obliviousness to the pain he inflicts is part of the horror. In his mind, the world exists to serve him. Empathy is irrelevant. Consequences, those fade away along with everything else he destroys. He's not just leaving wreckage behind, he's creating a void where nothing matters, nothing thrives. But here's the truly disturbing question. In a twisted way, is Marvin better off once Jeffy's broken him? Is losing all attachments, all hopes and dreams, a brutal kind of liberation? Is the only way to survive Jeffy's relentless conquest to become a blank slate like him, stripped of everything that makes us human? The answer might be more horrifying than any of Jeffy's antics, and it lingers in the air like smoke long after the battlefield has been reduced to ash. Think back to the tree, once vibrant and full of life. It's now a shadow of itself, roots exposed, branches skeletal. We've dissected the four horsemen, but their true power lies not in who they are, but what they represent. Are they villains or grotesque mirrors reflecting the potential for darkness within us all? Think about it. Goodman's relentless greed. Isn't there a part of us that craves more, that prioritizes possessions over the needs of others? Junior's psychological warfare. Haven't we all manipulated situations, sowed seeds of discord for our own amusement? Even Jeffy's destructive obliviousness. Don't we sometimes ignore consequences and hurt others without even realizing the damage we cause? This isn't about simple good versus evil. The real horror is more insidious. Death, famine, war, and conquest might not be literal demons or crayon-wielding man-childs. They might be the slow rot within the SML world, the gradual decay that zany tactics can disguise. The Horsemen represent the moments where laughter turns cruel, generosity dies, and friendships shatter. So as the laughter fades, what's left? A haunting question. Maybe the true apocalypse isn't some grand fiery battle. Maybe it's the slow chipping away of everything we hold dear. Joy, kindness, connection. Until all that's left is a barren wasteland as empty as the spaces where the tree's leaves once danced.